How'd you get here?
I got sent to the principal's office for throwing a chair at a teacher. And then I destroyed the vice principal's office because I knew I was going to.
Wow.
I never really felt like my mom and dad were my mom and dad.
Joey, it's good to have somebody from California here.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And you're from the San Joaquin Valley?
San Joaquin, yeah.
San Joaquin Valley.
Yeah.
How did you get to Heartlight? I mean, that's a long way from California to here. How'd you get here?
Well, just being like, when I was a kid, I used to throw tantrums. Like, it's one of my stories I kind of remember. I was in 2nd grade. I got sent to the principal's office for throwing a chair at a teacher. Yeah, and then I destroyed the vice principal's office because I knew I was going to, so I didn't get put in the principal's office.
Wow.
So I got put in there, and then after that, I just kept, like, I don't know, throwing tantrums and stuff as a kid. Like, one time I, like, made a giant hole in my wooden door of my room with a cross from my mom that she got in Medjugorje.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just kind of, like, stuff like that. Just
okay,
destructive
when you look back at that, you know, the destructive behavior, what do you know what fuels that?
I don't know. It's just kind of like, I know it's like a lot of like detach I had between my parents and stuff. So I was adopted, and I just like had a big detachment between my parents.
Wow. See, that you think that was just anger being fleshed out a little bit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have you always kind of thought, I'm not like other kids, or I don't have a family? Or...
Yeah, because I never really felt like my mom and dad were my mom and dad.
Really? And so how old were you when you were adopted?
I believe I was a little younger than one, and my brother was 2.
Yeah, yeah. And so you go through this. Did you end up, you know, after those tantrums and all that stuff in elementary school, did you end up going to counseling? And
I went to a lot of counseling.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And a bunch of meds and stuff. It was crazy.
Wow. Okay, so then you end up here at Heartlight. What was the striking action that happened that somebody said, we got to do something?
There was a lot of things that would happen. Like, when I got here, I think I was 15, and it was just like, to my parents, it was like too far because they were having heart problems and stuff like that. And then they found this place, and then they gave me the decision, either I go here or I go to group home. Live at a group home until I'm 18, and then I've never had a relationship with them ever. I didn't want to do that, so I went here, and here I am.
So you come here, and it was a pretty rough go.
Yeah.
The first few months.
Yeah. I lived at New Lodge for 5 months because I used to destroy a lot of stuff, put multiple holes in the wall, destroyed multiple sensors.
I mean, was that kind of out of that rage that had happened a long time ago? Was it kind of like, I'm just mad at the world? Or?
Yeah, I think it was a lot like that. It was just like, I'm done with it, and I don't want to be here, and just kind of like frustration.
That I'm not going to be anything different. This is who I am. Nobody wants me. Everybody hates me. Mm-hmm. You think it all stems from the adoption thing?
I think so, yeah. That's what, I don't know. I, have gone into a lot of counseling about that. I feel like it is.
Yeah.
Or I just, never had, a relationship that, was, I don't know, as you could say, good. It just kind of was, I don't know, just was never, a connection with them I had.
Yeah. Or you're making good connections now, though, aren't you?
Me and my mom and my dad have learned a lot of, what we were doing wrong, where, when I'd get mad, they would try, hugging me and stuff, when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was 3, my mom tried helping me. She never could. She never calmed me down. And it was just I never had a connection with them, I guess.
Wow. Okay, so what changed that here? You're not the same person that walked in the door.
Not at all.
You know, I mean, and I think that's true. You say not at all. That's 100% true. You were just as changed as anything. But do you remember the day that something switched, or the moment where you went, okay, I don't want to do this anymore?
Yeah, it was probably when I came back from juvie after I slapped Jacob, one of the old staff.
Yeah.
And it was just you either change now or it's done. And I decided to change because I was I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be here longer than I need to be.
So here's this crazy thing, is that so you have been capable of making the change.
Mm-hmm.
and you held on to not doing that, thinking that, well, I'm mental, I'm crazy, whatever those things are, and people put you on meds, when it's really about your choice.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of cool? I mean, that it's not all this, that you're not crazy.
Yeah, it's
that you're a normal guy that's just stubborn as all get out, you know. Yeah. I mean, so your parents have seen this change in you. What have they said to you?
They're really proud of the changes I've made, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that you've changed. I think you've blossomed.
Yeah.
I mean, change would be that you were one thing, and then now you're going to be something else. And I go, you always have been who you are now. It just got covered up by a lot of other stuff. And so we just kind of uncover it. Because you talk to anybody here that was here when you first got here, you were a mess. You talk to anybody now, they don't say that at all.
Yeah.
They go, he's not even the same person.
Because I've learned a lot better coping skills. Because at home, I didn't know what coping skills were. I never knew any of this. Because the counselors, I don't know, as you can say, they're terrible counselors. They're terrible. But now I know if I get frustrated or I get upset, I know what I can do, and it'll help me, so I don't have to worry about exploding because I'm bottling all my emotions up. Getting frustrated and just lashing out at people. Yeah. Now if I get upset, I know what to do, and I'm like, okay, I can go talk to my parents, but I don't have to talk to them at the moment I'm angry. Yeah. We always can take an hour and a half break, and I can go use one of my coping skills and come back to the conversation, so I don't have to go crazy on them, I guess.
Do you think your parents could have done anything different? You know, when you look back on it and go, maybe they could have done this, and I wouldn't have ended up here. But then I go, but if you wouldn't have ended up here, would the change have really happened? But could your parents have done anything different?
Well, I guess at the time they didn't really know what to be different, but it would have been nice if there's things they could have done to help, but I don't think they knew what they could have done to help, because it was just a struggle, because they didn't know what to do, because they never had a kid that was like me.
You know what? I the more time I spend with you, the more proud I am of you. We don't make changes in anybody. People make those changes by the choices they make. And I'm just glad you're different than where you were, that you've blossomed into a wonderful young man. I'm just so proud of you.
Thanks, Mark.
So I just want you to know that. But thanks for coming in here and sharing with us. I enjoy our time that we get to spend together.
I appreciate it.
You bet.